we aren't gathering as a family, I do want to send happy little treats. Hey guys, Flaum here, and I'm using my Scan and Cut 230D to put a little Scan and Cut DX fun into my Thanksgiving. To get started, what I'm going to do is select one of the beautiful built-in Disney patterns. It's already here. As you can see, there's lots of them for all kinds of holidays, but there's also one, a little gift box in particular, that you could make into any holiday by picking the right paper and the right decorations. And that is the one that I will be using today. So I'm going to place it on my mat, and then I'm going to scan my mat because I'd like to see the pattern paper, and I'd like to make sure that I am happy with the placement, the sizing. You can move this around, so if you liked one part or one angle, you could adjust things, and I'll just show you how that would be done right here by going into Object Edit, and that's where you'd put more than one. Of course, we're not going to do that for this being a 12 by 12 mat. If you had the 12 by 24 mat, you could. You can also resize it if you would like to size up or down. I'm sizing up because why not? Let's make this as big as possible. You can also do things like rotate or change different elements. Here, I'll show you the rotate so that you could see if there are different leaves or different parts that you wanted your pattern to show up on. Maybe there's an angle or an orientation that you want. There you go. I am happy with this, so I am just going to click right through to cut, select cut. And then the Scan and Cut will cut this out for me and even put in all the little score marks, which I'm showing you here. They're just very faint, but they are there and they will ensure crisp lines and a beautiful finished project. I mean, all the little tabs, it's all cut out for me thanks to my Scan and Cut. But I want to make this just a little extra special for giving. So I'm going in to the leaves and the flowers. As you can see, there are lots and lots of patterns built in, by the way. So there's lots of things we can pick from. I'm going to pick some leaves and some flowers. I'm going to go with the sunflower since Thanksgiving and fall kind of a theme. Now we can size right here. We also have the option in the screen for item editing where we'll be able to do further editing if needed. We will be able to alter it. I'm putting one of each of the flowers. There's pretty much the same, but we're going to have one of each. And then I'm going back into pattern and I'm going to select leaves. Now I'm going to select a few. And again, I can do editing once I have selected them. I'm just sizing them down because I know I want these to be really small. And I want these to be really small because I don't want them to take over. I just want them to accent my gift bag. And I am going to be cutting all of this out of white watercolor paper. You don't have to do that, but I want to color them myself to add a little artistic fun to this project. So I'm cutting them out of white watercolor paper, and I would recommend that if you want to do the kind of watercoloring like I am. And once you have them all selected, you can move them around. Like I was saying, we're here in the edit screen. So this is where you can, as I've shown you before, this is where you can size things up and down. This is where you can add more, where you can rotate things, all kinds of different editing options for you. Super quick and easy. One of my favorite aspects of this, no computer required. Just move everything around with your stylus, size everything as needed, and then once you are satisfied, you're just going to go ahead and click through the screen, say okay, and select cut. And again, the auto blade will cut that paper right out for you. With everything cut, it's folding time. So I'm just folding along all the different lines. You could use a bone folder if you'd like. I don't find it necessary. And then as you can see, there's tabs cut out. So for the sides of this box, there's little tabs and you just insert them together and that makes it go together beautifully. And then the other sides, they come around the top. So cute. I love this gift box so much, you guys. Anyhow, there's a little tab and a little hook and there you go. And then the front and back, same thing. There is that tab that is cut out and I've got mine assembled just so I can see what it looks like and have it all ready. Then I'm going to get out my paper towel and I just have some regular watercolors and you can use a paintbrush or in my case, I'm using a water brush, which is simply a paintbrush that has water in it and you refill it with water whenever you run out just to make it one less thing to do, right? There's just water already in that brush. Either way will work. And you can paint lots of colors as I am doing here. You could paint just a few colors. You can layer it. You can experiment with techniques. There is lots of fun to be had. And quick tip, if you like to watercolor, yes, you could watercolor a whole paper or a section of a paper. Then once dry, put into your Scan and Cut and cut out your leaves after the paper was colored if you would prefer to do it that way. That's certainly an option. But for this, you're just going to go around and color whatever colors you would like. This is a lot of fun. And then you're going to have to just wait. I know that's the hardest part, and let everything fully dry. For these, as you can see, I'm coloring each just a little different. It's really just about artistic fun and play, and that's something I love about my Scan and Cut. It lets me get right into the artistic fun and play of creating, and it does all the cutting and all the hard work for me. Love that. One more little thing that we'll do here is I'm going to utilize a little more color, as you can see here, but I'm also going to put in some gold watercolor, which is just a watercolor that's a metallic, sparkly gold, I think full of mica dust or whatever it is they use for that. And you can do this two different ways. You can actually just apply it on like you would a watercolor, or you can also take that paintbrush and kind of tap it, which will cause little flecks, little dots to come out. And that is just so much fun because it creates, as you can see there, all kinds of fun little golden dots, which to me feels like fall and is just an absolutely beautiful addition to this project. Once we've got all that done, guess what? It is time to assemble. So I'm using hot glue, but you could use liquid adhesive, and I'm just putting a very tiny amount here and there, either directly on the leaf, on the flower, or on the treat bag. It kind of depends on the position. And then letting each one set and moving on. If there's any little strings of hot glue, I'll just remove them. But I'm just going to be picking out, this one works, that one looks good, putting them on, and then repeating the process. And the only thing I'm really making sure to do is I'm making sure that nothing I'm gluing on is going to harm the gift box, to make it less reusable, make it not be able to open. Everything I'm doing is on one of the edges, so it still functions normally. I have not changed the function of the gift box at all. And we're just going to keep repeating that step until you've used up, either until you've used up all your leaves and flowers, or until you're satisfied. I used most of them. Then I'm going to repeat the hot glue, this time in the centers of my flowers, and I'm going to put a button in the middle of each of my flowers. I think that this is a really great little finishing touch, adds a little dimension. If you don't have buttons, you could use sequins. You could cut little pieces of paper or little bits of felt. Lots of options material-wise as to what you might want to use and what might work for you. As you can see, I'm just picking through my buttons here and seeing which one I like and going with that. From here, guys, guess what? We're all done. That's the project. I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you so much for joining me, watching my video and my creative session here. I am absolutely obsessed with this. I'm going to make a bunch more and send these all out for happy little Mickey-filled Thanksgiving treats.